second graders, Miss A here. I have a very exciting and fun activity that we're going to be working on together. Today we will be working with regrouping in base 10 with the help of our manipulatives and our place value chart. So let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and read our problem. Mia has 42 cookies. She gave her sister Liv 17 cookies. How many cookies does Mia have now? So what do we know? How many cookies does Mia have? 42. How many did she give to Liv? Right, 17. If she is giving away, what is it that we need to do to solve how many Mia has now? Exactly. We're going to be needing to find the difference between 42 and 17 to figure out how many cookies Mia has now. What's another word for difference? Right, subtract. Again, Mia has 42 cookies and Liv has 17. Notice on the left side I have created a place value chart with a section to put our ones and our tens. What place value do we always look at first? Right, the ones column. Let's go ahead and place our counting blocks in our place value chart. How many ones did we start with? 2. 1, 2. And how many tens? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that in a 10 block we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 units. Now, since we are subtracting or taking away 17 from 42, do I need to add more or take away from our place value chart? Exactly. We're going to be taking away since Mia has given 17. A misconception or a mistake most of us make is we tend to start with the tens place because it comes before the ones. But in math, which place do we always start with? We always start in the ones place. So let's go ahead and get started. Notice, 2 minus 7. We're starting with the ones place, right? So, 2, take away 7. Hold up 2 fingers for me. Give me 7. Exactly, you can't. So what is it that we're going to need to do next? Right, we're going to have to regroup. But how do I do that? How do I regroup? Since there are 10 single units in one tens block, we can regroup by taking 1 10 and moving it to the ones place. Another way to show that we have ones in our ones place, I'm going to go ahead and take this away and replace it with 10 1-unit blocks. Because essentially 1 10 and 10-unit blocks are equal. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Notice that we have more than 10 in our ones place. How many units do we have in our ones place? Let's count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 in our ones place. And how many tens are we showing? 3. 1, 2, 3. Since we went ahead and regrouped that 110 and created our units, we're going to go ahead and take a 1 from the 3s from the tens place, and this turns into a 3. The 2 turns into a 12. Now, that looks much better. 12 minus 7 is, let's go ahead and take 7 from our ones place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many do I have left? Right, I have 5. Now, let's go to our tens place. I now have 3 in my tens place. 3 take away 1, 3 minus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my place value chart and take 1 away from my tens place. How many tens do I have now? 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Our answer is 25. So to answer our problem, how many cookies does Mia have now? Mia has 25 cookies left. Hi second graders, Miss A again. Today we're going to be working on elapsed time. Can anyone tell me what elapsed time is? No worries, I have the definition here for you guys. Elapsed time is the amount of time that passes between one time and another. So let's just say the start time is 8 o'clock and the ending time is 10. The elapsed time is that time in between the starting and the end. We know that the elapsed time is 2 hours because we can subtract the end time, which is 10, from the starting time, which is 8. 10 take away 8 leaves you with 2 hours. So the elapsed time, in this case, is 2 hours. Today we're going to be working on elapsed time using 2 different models, on a T-chart and on a line. Okay, second graders, so let's go ahead and read our problem. It says, Mia had dance practice after school. The clock on the left shows what time practice started, and the clock on the right shows what time practice ended. How much time did Mia spend at dance practice? So, let's go ahead and look at our clocks first and determine what time it is on the left and on the right. On the left, we know that the little arm tells us our hour, and the long arm on the clock tells us our minutes. So, she started dance practice at 1:15. She ended practice at 4 o'clock. Again, she started at 1:15 and ended at 4 o'clock. Now, the question is asking, how much time did Mia spend at dance practice? In other words, how much time did she spend from the start to the end? In other words, our elapsed time. So now that we have read our problem, we're going to be working with elapsed time using a number line. The first thing that we're going to want to go ahead and remember is that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. It's really important to remember this because a lot of people mistake this and think that there is 100 minutes in 1 hour when there really is 60. We're going to be regrouping in base 60. Why 60? Because 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to want to go ahead and do is place the start and the end times on our number line. Now, we can see that it's a huge jump, but what we want to go ahead and do is take the starting time to the next hour by regrouping the minutes. So the next hour, 1 comes 2. What leap or how much time elapsed between 1:15 and 2 o'clock? Since we're regrouping from 60, we know that we're going to go ahead and take that 60 and subtract the 15 minutes that are on our starting time. We can't take 5 from 0, so we're going to have to borrow from our tens place. 6 turns into 5, 0 turns into 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. Between 1:15 and 2 o'clock, 45 minutes elapsed. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on from 2 o'clock on to 3 o'clock. This is a lot more simpler. You can see that the jump from 2 to 3 is what? 1 hour. And that the jump from 3 to 4 is another hour. Our times at the top read 45 minutes, 1 hour, and another hour. It is very important to count every single leap so we don't miss any of our given times. Now, the rest is simple. We're going to go ahead and add our timings. 1 hour plus another hour is 2 hours. And we're going to go ahead and add our 45 minutes that we have left. So, our elapsed time using a number line is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and read our problem one last time. Mia had dance practice after school. The clock on the left shows what time practice started, and the clock on the right shows what time practice ended. How much time did Mia spend at the dance practice? So this time we're going to go ahead and work our problem using a T-chart. So we know that the dance started at 1:15 and it ended, that the practice started at 1:15 and it ended at 4 o'clock. So let's go ahead and write our start time, which is 1:15. Now remember, we are regrouping in base 60. Again, why 60? Because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So, the next time that we can move forward to is the next hour. We can't jump from 1 to 4 without counting our steps from 1 to 2 to 3. So, go ahead and place the 2 o'clock slot. Now, how many hours and or minutes passed from 1:15 to 2 o'clock? My answer is 45 minutes. I went ahead and regrouped the 60 and took the 15 minutes away that I had from 1:15 and got 45 minutes. Now, the next step is we jump to the next hour, which would be 3 o'clock. From 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, how many hours and or minutes is that? We can clearly see that 3 o'clock from 2 is 1 hour. And that from 3 to 4 is another hour. Remember, to continue and finish all the way from the starting time to the end, it is very important to always end. A mistake that one can always make is do the very first step and then call it quits because they assume that they have their answer, which in fact they don't because they have to go through the whole procedure. So, now that I have my time on my T-chart, I can go ahead and add it. 2 hours and 45 minutes. So to answer the question, how much time did Mia spend at dance practice? She spent a total of 2 hours and 45 minutes.